Get me that signal. We need more power.
Hello, everybody. We are at Origins. Is this day 2? This is day 1, technically, right?
It's got to be day 1 at least, right?
I would say.
It has to be.
It's mine.
Yeah, I'm seeing people are telling me 2.
Wasn't it trade day yesterday or something? No, that's the wrong convention.
Yeah, well, yesterday this wasn't open. This is the first day that this area has been open.
All right, well, there you go. First day at the exhibit hall at Origins 2017. I'm talking with Bruce Voge from North Star Games. Bruce.
Yes.
Welcome to the Voice of E.
Thank you so much. I've been a fan. I know your work. I'm sorry that we can't be in like Starfleet outfits when we do this, or fish costumes.
Fish costumes.
Fish costumes would be fantastic.
Note, need fish costume.
We're ready to do this. I'm ready to next time. We'll see either Origins next year or Gen Con. Maybe we need a fish costume. At least like a fish hat. Like an elaborate helmet. I think we can, or like a lucha mask.
Funny, I'm going to Comic-Con. They give out fish hats every year. They're usually related to Sharknado.
Yes. Oh, Sharknado is fantastic. I went to a minor league baseball game that was Sharknado themed, and then at the end of the game they shut it down. You could watch Sharknado on the Jumbotron, and it was one of the greatest nights of my life.
That is awesome. Wait, we're here to talk about board games.
Yeah, we sure are.
Yes. Well, what is going on with North Star Games?
Okay, so North Star Games has a ton of stuff coming out. A lot of things that you've seen before, but maybe turn to the side a little bit so that you have a new perspective on them. So can I start showing?
Yes, you can.
Okay, so we have our game Evolution. You may remember Evolution was a bigger box. It had some different pieces. What we've done now is we've made a smaller price point version. Because now we've made Climate, which we'll talk about some Climate things in just a second. But Climate's kind of the full souped up, full tilt boogie version of Evolution. And that is not a thing that everyone wants. But the way we made the game and the pieces we had in it, the way it was produced, it was priced almost the same.
Yeah.
So we decided we needed to find a way to kind of just make it a little more, a little cheaper and a little more accessible to people. That maybe didn't want the full experience and didn't want Climate and wanted to think about it. So we thought, well, this is a fantastic time to kind of go back to the drawing board a little bit and change little things in Evolution. For those of you that already own Evolution, this is not a different game in any way, shape, or form. All this is, there's some different components in here and one little change. So the box is smaller. The big box used to be like a Ticket to Ride size box.
Right.
And now this is sort of in line with a lot of these smaller games that are coming out. They're sort of all this box size. The main changes for us, and I'll kind of close in there, I need to see if I can find one behind me somewhere, but I think this will cover it. The watering hole, if you've ever played our game, now Catherine Hamilton, the woman that did all the rest of the art on the game, has done the watering hole for us. We also additionally have screens instead of bags. We used to have little silk bags with silk screen on them. Yeah. Super cool, really awesome. Made the game pricier than it is now, and we decided not everybody really wanted that. Those will be available on our website if you feel like you need them, but you don't have to have them now. Now we have the screens, which we really like. We'll have to show you in a picture that should be plugged in sometime what they look like around the watering hole, because it makes like a little diorama of all of these creatures around the watering hole.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
The other thing we did was we used to have on the cards, and I thought it was way too subtle, and apparently everyone agrees now, was there was like a green vine that told you that before you would flip over cards for food, look at these cards. Well, now it's a giant icon in the top left of the card so that players that are new to the game can see that. So those are the main changes. So if you don't have the game, this is a great time to get on. If you have the game, we didn't change it at all, really, in any fundamental way that would affect you. So if you're out there, the only thing you might want is the new watering hole, and those will be available on our website.
Excellent.
Yep.
Excellent.
So that is the new changes in Evolution. Since I was talking about Climate, if you don't mind, let me jump in. We do have a Climate product. This is only going to be at shows. It is here right now. It is a neoprene mat that replaces the 3-part board. And it is super cool. We weren't sure what the reaction to this was going to be. We originally just wanted to make a few of them for ourselves for our demonstrations. And in office, someone kind of yelled from another office and said, "Hey, don't you think people might want these?" And we said, well, I guess people might want them. Let's make some and see what happens. So depending on how these sell, these might become more widely available, but this will be at this show, they'll be at Dice Tower Con, they will be at Gen Con, available in limited quantities. And if they sell out at all those, they will be on our website. We might even try and get them into distribution. We're not sure right now, but we are talking about that as a possibility.
All right, so people, plan ahead.
Yep, super cool $20 mat. It's really awesome. It has that great Catherine Hamilton artwork, and now all your pieces are going to stay put, and you don't have to talk about the puzzle piece board anymore. And then one final thing we're showing off today, which is Blue Happy Salmon. So if you remember Happy Salmon, you know Green Happy Salmon, and these are the cards here at the top. We now have Blue Happy Salmon, which will be coming out in September. September 1's the date they've told me. So games being what they are, probably not later than October 15. It is the Blue Happy Salmon, which now has 6 different colored cards. And what's important about that is if you take a look, you can now play 12-player Happy Salmon without it being difficult at all. What's really neat is also the symbols. We made the symbols different so that colorblind folks can still help even in the 12-player edition. That's one of the things that actually held it up for a while, is making sure that we had different symbols for colorblind folks. And we do. And we have the colors, and they're all uniquely different. They don't match in with the original colors, so it's easy to separate them. And now you can have just giant games of Happy Salmon if you combine a blue fish and a green fish.
What makes a salmon happy? That's what I want to know.
You know, so that's the thing. They come to me pre-happy, and I can't even imagine what they have to do to get these salmon happy. Because I've seen pictures of just salmon in the wild, and you're right, they don't look happy at all. And we open boxes, and they look like this. And I can't even imagine what they're doing, where they're doing it to create this. But it's some of the magic. And I'm not here to, I try not to question. I'm afraid if I question, they'll stop happening.
You can be sure it's happening in China, though, whatever
that seems like a reasonable guess. And I don't want to ask. So I don't speak the language to even ask the question. I don't even know how you say that in Chinese. How do you make the salmon happy? But it sounds like the kind of thing you would accidentally learn from like a tape at home. You know.
I've got a Rosetta Stone that's actually teaching me that phrase.
And that's the thing. So I'm still in the level 1 Rosetta Stone, and I haven't gotten to the part 2, how do you make this salmon happy, which is a little further along, I believe, at least in the online course.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
So what else is going on with North Star Games?
You know,
what else you guys brought along here?
Right here we have Climate, we have Evolution, the Beginning, which we released last year at Target. It's still at Target. We can also sell it at shows, so we have it here. We have Say Anything Family, and then we have prototypes here of a potential Say Anything After Dark. So if you needed to say anything with, and I don't know how clean your show is, so I'm not going to fill in the kind of words that I want to fill in for that, but we are working on one of those. We have prototypes now. That may be a thing you'll see sometime in the next year or two, but we are working on it now, vetting questions, seeing what kind of questions make people too uncomfortable to want to play so that they're not in the game. We have Wits and Wagers Party Edition. We have Wits and Wagers Deluxe later tonight, and hopefully you'll be able to get some footage of that. We have something coming out that's going to go with Wits and Wagers Party Edition, and we can talk about that when we release it to the public this evening, which is very cool.
Ooh, a big reveal coming later.
A big reveal tonight, folks. Tune in. We have Clubs here. That's a game, I really love Clubs. We don't have a ton of them normally at the shows, so I'm really happy that we have it here this time. It's a super cool game if you like games like Tichu. It's sort of, it's very Tichu-esque, but it's a little easier to kind of grasp and understand, and you can take your non-gamer friends and bring them in. It's a little lighter. It's a little lighter. It doesn't have to be played in partnerships, so you don't have to slap anybody across the face while you're playing. Because if you play a lot of Tichu, you learn eventually there's, like a 63-year-old woman that just needs to be slapped across the face because you went Tichu and she handed you the dog. And that's inappropriate. That's inappropriate, Mom.
We'll just edit out the slapping the 63-year-old woman in the face.
It's inappropriate. You don't hand somebody the dog when they've decided to teach you. You just don't do it. But that's all the stuff we have here at the show. Like I said, we have one big reveal coming tonight, and you're going to be there for that. And that is the only other thing we have. And hopefully you'll be kind enough to add some footage from that tonight so everybody can see it. Because we are super excited about that thing. But we're holding on, we're hiding for just a little while longer before we show that out. But you will see that this evening.
And the people watching won't have to wait at all because it's following this immediately.
Absolutely. And it's going to be awesome, and you're welcome.
All right, Bruce, thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
Yep, me too.
Wait, I was promised an official announcement. Give me an announcement.
Okay, so here's what you have. We have just officially announced to the world that we are coming out with Vegas Wits and Wagers. So let me show you exactly what Vegas Wits is. You shut your face. That's what you do. I'm going to announce that your face needs to be shut.
The White House leaked that information this morning.
So here's the thing to note. Not only is this mat 3 feet by 2 feet, It has, if you're a regular, if you play Wits and Wagers, then you know the game. There's the giant mat for deluxe, so that you can have a huge party at your house and everybody can see it. That is one fantastic side of it, but it's not the side we're worried about tonight, because we're going to be playing Vegas Wits and Wagers, which is a game where we've added new wagers to Vegas Wits and Wagers and added some enhancements to the board.
That's awesome.
So take a color. Who wants pink? Donald?
That's it. We need more power.